Hi everyone, I'm using the Fuji X-E3 and I'm trying to create a flat profile look. It's right now in a film simulation NS and it has -2 for the highlights and the shadows and -4 for the sharpness. I'm using the 16 to 55 2.8 lens, and right now I'm kind of zoomed in. Would be nice to know. Let me find out. Let me see. We're close to 55, maybe around 50 or something. So the reason why I'm standing here is I know that I got nice illumination in my face, and I wanted to see if there's any focus hunting in the background. No ND lens right now, and I have it on ISO 200, 1/60th of a second, and I'm letting the aperture to be varied. So it's probably an aperture priority, sort of, except that it's at 200 ISO. What else? I think that's about it. I want to know a little bit about the color of my skin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change it. I'm going to put it in the setting I had it this morning. I'm going to put it in Astia and see if there's any difference between this video and the one with Astia. I'm going to change it to Astia, and then I'm going to sharpen it a little bit and maybe add some highlights and shadows. Okay. Okay, same settings as before, but now it's going to be Astia. And I'm thinking, is my skin going to be more plastically or more plastic looking? Like I mentioned before earlier this morning, I did not like the color of my skin, nor did I see any details. It's possible that it was maybe the shadows and the highlights were affecting that. So what I'm going to do is right now it's at -2 for the highlights and the shadows and -4 for the sharpening. Now I'm going to change it so I have the same settings I had it this morning, and we'll see if there's any difference in the face skin tone. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, so this was the setting that I had it this morning, and Astia with -2 highlights, +2 shadows, and +1 sharpening. So I'm going to find out if the color of my skin is a bit rubbery or not. I didn't like it this morning. As a matter of fact, here's a video of this morning, and you can see that the color of my skin is a little bit, to me it's off a little bit, compared to the Canon 1DX Mark II. If you look at that video, you can see the color of the skin is way different, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the picture profile or the film simulation. Okay, now back to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back. I'm going to change the settings for NS, for the film simulation NS, and change the highlights and the shadows and the sharpening, and we'll have a conclusion. Okay, so the film simulation here is NS, and sharpness is all the way down to -4. We also have the tones and the highlights. They're at -2, both of them. And definitely I want to see how this looks. And then let's transition and wipe to a LUT and see how that looks, and hopefully that looks better or worse, who knows. Maybe we didn't have to use a LUT at all. But again, this whole idea was that I didn't like the Astia look this morning. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try NH and for the film simulation, and then see if there's any difference with NS, which is what's filming right now. So now I'm doing NH, and with the same settings, with the tone and the highlights at -2 and the sharpness at -4. So I want to see if that looks any different. And now I want to also transition to a LUT and see how that goes. Okay. And hopefully this looks a little bit different. I have no idea if it's going to look even better or worse compared to the NS, NH, right? So this is NH, the film simulations, right?